Hi guys, it's Josh here, one of the co-founders of Infinite Vibrations, and I'm here today for another music business tip. This week I want to talk to you guys about how you can get gigs even during the current COVID-19 pandemic. And I'd just like to give a shout out to the rapper North Star Hood for suggesting this topic, because it is a really interesting and vital topic to discuss at the moment, because live events have completely changed. Whilst physical events and traditional gigs as we know it will never be the same again, and even when they do return they won't be the same because they'll have some restrictions on them, there are still other alternatives and more opportunities for artists to perform to their fans. So today we're going to cover this topic and provide you guys with a bit of structure on how you can go about securing these other performance opportunities. But first, I just want to tell you a little bit about us. So, we're Infinite Vibrations and we are the Musicians Career Development Agency. We help to develop musicians' careers by equipping them with the music business skills to prepare musicians for a working world in the music industry. If you're ever interested in learning more about us, you can visit our website at infinitevibrations.co.uk, or you can drop us an email at infinitevibrations0@gmail.com. And if you're ever struggling with any aspect of your music career, you can book on to your free 30-minute Musicians Career Review. And that's a session where you'll get to sit down with the specialists here at Infinite Vibrations, and we'll help you strategise on the best next steps to keep you pushing forward with your music career. Now, let's get into how to secure some gigs even during lockdown. So, like I say, the traditional gig as we know it has been changed forever, and even when they do return, they're probably going to have some pretty soul-crushing restrictions still on them. And this means that the definition of a gig has been completely changed, and today we're going to look at some alternatives to the traditional style of physical gigs. So, what alternatives are out there for artists during this time? Well, one very, very big alternative is live streaming, and I'm sure you will have seen lots of musicians live streaming during the lockdown. And there are indeed some similarities between these two very different types of gigging, but that mainly approaches it from the angle of the live aspect. From the comfort of your own home, or from a rented studio as such, you can still have a musical experience with your fans. You can still perform and engage with them on platforms such as YouTube, Twitch and Facebook in the comment sections of those platforms. However, this obviously doesn't fill the gap of physically performing to your fans in front of their very own faces, and unfortunately that's something that we're just gonna have to accept at the moment. So, if live streaming is your next best bet, how can you go about setting one of these things up? Well, there are two ways you can approach this. You could either set one up yourself if you have the equipment to do so, or you could have your live stream hosted by a media outlet such as a magazine or blog, and I've even seen venues asking for people to come and record so that they can maybe earn a little bit of money in lockdown too. If you are looking to set a live stream up for yourself, we've actually created a very detailed step-by-step process of this over on our blog, which I'll link on the screen right now. But today we're mainly going to be talking about hosting your live stream elsewhere, as this has a lot of benefits for you as an emerging musician. For example, many media outlets such as the music magazines, the blogs and the venues are outcrying for content at the moment, and your live stream could be the content that they're looking for. So to set this up, all you have to do is make contact with this media outlet or venue and find out how they go about organising their live streams. Now, each media outlet will have a very different approach to this. Some outlets might have the equipment you need, the high quality audio interfaces, whereas some others might not, and neither might you. And if this is the case, then I would say it is okay to be able to live stream from a very simple format such as your mobile phone. But you'd need to organise some way of hosting via that media outlet's platform. For example, you might need access to the logins of their social media, which they could give you if you want to host through themselves. And if you are indeed hosting a live stream through a media outlet, I would say it's a bit of an industry courtesy to be able to do this for free. One, because you're providing them with content, and two, because you're being able to provide content to your fans. And if they were going to charge you for this kind of thing, I'd really look at what they were offering you with a fine-tooth comb to see if it is actually value for money. Because right now, musicians don't have much money because of this whole no physical events thing. But if you feel like this is something which is outside of your comfort zone, that's okay. Drop us an email and we'll help you craft a message to this media outlet. So the benefits of live streaming are paramount. Not only are you accessing that media outlet's fan base, but you are showing that you are active during COVID-19. And that is something that has really separated different musicians during this time. If you can show that you're still playing, you're still performing, and you're still putting content out there, still engaging with your fan base, that will ring true to them when lockdown is over. And that proves to them that you see value in your fan base and you value them as individuals. Now, as well as this, there are a few other methods which you can use to have a performance experience with your fans. So, for example, you could start taking up vlogging, or you could start creating your own music videos. In fact, vlogging is seen as one of the most effective ways to communicate with a brand to an audience, because it allows an audience to see the person behind the music, and people want to see the person behind the music. It's been proven that people are more likely to interact with your music if they're interacting with the person behind the music. And this doesn't mean that you have to show off every aspect of your life, no. And I wouldn't want you to do that because your privacy is still something that's to be respected. But, you know, if you showed a little bit more of what you get up to during your downtime, what you're doing on the weekends, and even stuff, you know, how do you record your music? What's the process of your music writing? If you can just show a little bit more to your fans, I promise that they will engage more with your brand because they know the person behind the brand. Remember, people invest in people first and music second. Another way that you can have a performance experience with your fans that I mentioned was music videos. Now, creating your own music videos is something that West Yorkshire-based band Deadwax did exactly in lockdown, and they did it very well. Over the duration of the first few months of lockdown, Deadwax created fan music videos to some of their closest inspirations, which not only provided a bit of context, that backstory that I'm talking about, behind the music for their fans, it also allowed them to stay active during lockdown, showing their fans that they will not let COVID stop them. However, I can see why you might think this could be a hard feat to pull off. You have to be directing your own music videos, editing your own videos, uploading them to YouTube or Facebook or wherever, and creating the graphics, the thumbnails for this content. It is a hell of a lot to consider. Now, time is a precious commodity that you must take advantage of. Take the time to learn how to film videos, even if it's on your mobile phone. The band Earth 7 did this recently, and their music videos are amazing, and they're recorded on a bloody iPhone. Take the time to learn how to edit, because then down the line, when lockdown is over, you won't have to pay anyone to do this, because you have the skills yourself. Take the time to learn how to use platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, because after lockdown, you won't need to be paying a dodgy PR firm to do this for you, because you'll know how, and you'll know how to do it your way and effectively. All this time is time well invested, because what you are doing is investing in your skills outside of being a musician. And this is really crucial for a modern musician in this era. You need to be learning the skills outside of music creation, such as editing, such as uploading videos, such as using social media, because all this benefits your music marketing, and content creation is one of the strongest forms of marketing your music. So, if you can create content, and high quality content at that, you're going to stand a much better chance at marketing your music and your music brand. Finally, the last and most innovative way to provide a performance experience for your fans is to live stream the next creation of your single, EP, or album. Now, this is a very intimate relationship between the fan and the artist, because the fan gets to view what happens and how an artist creates the finished piece. And that's also why this is one of the most effective forms of content. This is because your fans can join in on the creation process and they can give you tips as to what they think of the music real time. And this is a very rare form of what business people call market research. It allows you to understand what your audience is wanting right there and then, so then you can implement what they want into your music. And that's not to say that you should let them have full creative control. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'll leave that one up to you. Your fans can get involved and they should get involved, but do remember that you're the artist and you should retain the majority of creative control. So these are just a few ways that we can redefine what it means to gig and keep providing a performance experience for our fans during this very weird and very crazy ass time. I hope those points helped and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like and even subscribe to our channel for future content. We've got a lot more tips and tricks coming on the music business and it would be great to see you guys there too. Let us know about your gig ideas in the comments down below and let's get a discussion going between different artists to see if we can help each other in any way, shape or form. But that's all from me today. I'll see you in the next one.